Welcome back to Character Select.
Ready to go, Snake?
The ending is so long, we're breaking it up. Also, that fight took long enough that we should break it up anyway. So a ground effect vehicle basically
Are you okay?
uses the ground as a wing, so it has to follow the earth.
Of course he's not okay.
It was never red to begin with.
That is a cool plane.
Yep. That's basically as high as it can fly.
Really?
Yeah. Like I said,
Fascinating.
it has to follow the ground because it's using the ground as a lifting surface.
Huh. So, was it just like just over the treetops, basically?
Basically, yeah. Well, maybe not just over the treetops.
How about through the treetops? How's that sound?
Snake!
Fucking Ocelot.
Right?
Ocelot! We're not done yet!
Dude, you're gonna be his henchman in a couple of years. Like, just get with the program. That was pretty ballsy.
Damn it! What fucking...
Beat the shit out of him, Snake. Man, that is some dirty fighting.
Too heavy.
How are we... Oh, because we lost an engine, right?
I'm sorry, that thing weighs so much, there is no way that Ocelot's weight makes a difference.
Right, but they lost an engine!
Yeah, but Ocelot is not the difference here.
No. Would you stop, please?
Just stop.
Christ.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Fucking stupid salute thing.
Not good.
Trees!
Now the thing about CQC is that 2 people created it, and only 1 person is still able to use it. And yet Ocelot is countering him real good. Holy shit.
Yes, he is.
He went for the eye.
Ooh. There goes the wrist.
I picked up a few new moves.
From where? Oh, right. Plot.
I can't
Doesn't
say.
feel right to shoot an unarmed man. But I'll get over it. Eva!
Both guns are empty.
You guys are holding each other at gunpoint with empty guns.
He's got 1 bullet, though.
What do you say to one last showdown? Yeah, all right.
I just love the fucking click, 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 click.
That was a good scene. I liked it.
So check it.
Shit, I already lost it.
Which gun?
I don't have any fucking clue. I can clearly not choose the gun in front of him.
But I can clearly not choose the gun in front of me.
What's your name? Snake. No. Not that name. You're not a snake, and I'm not an ocelot. We're men with names. My name is Adamska. What's yours? John. Very well, John.
Ivan.
Plain name. But I won't forget it.
For what it's worth, they're about the same age.
Mm-hmm.
Now choose.
Come on!
Alright. Hold on. I'm just thinking.
Is it randomized, or is it always the same,
It's always the same one.
Okay.
So, it's possible in New Game Plus to actually get the revolver from the start of the game, which requires picking the revolver on the right.
Okay.
So we're going to pick the one on the left.
Fair enough.
Because it's funnier to me. Draw. There's 3 possible outcomes.
Wait, how are there 3 possible outcomes? Oh, I guess you could miss him intentionally with the bullet.
Correct.
It's a blank.
So the bullet that got stuck, that stovepiped in his gun at the beginning of the game, never would have fired to begin with.
Huh.
That was fun. Till we meet again, John.
And then he fell into the engine and died, I guess.
Apparently. I can't believe this game keeps going. It's got more endings than Lord of the Rings.
I think I missed one of the Snake Eyes things. You're supposed to hit R1 as after he jumps out, but oh well.
I like the one with the boss and the sorrow. That was nice.
That was really good. Oh no, I haven't. Cool. There's no more game. It's all cutscenes from now.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure did.
For what it's worth, I believe the MiGs still bomb that place. So her body is never
Poor
recovered.
horsey. I mean, she's already dead, but the horse didn't deserve that.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of MiGs.
Oh no. Migs!
Those are MiG-21s! These suck! Fucking MiG-21s. They might be MiG-19s.
There's no way out. What are we gonna do?
We've come too far to let them stop us now.
We don't exactly have weapons in this thing.
Those things have got to be armed.
It's no use. There's no way we can outmaneuver them. They're gonna shoot us down. We were so close.
Weapon systems on.
Locked on target. I got towed.
You were great, Eva.
Huh?
Thanks.
Hulk 19, this is Control. Stand by for a direct order from the chairman. Hulk 19, return to base immediately. Do you read me? This is a direct order from Comrade Khrushchev. Return to base immediately. Hulk
We accomplished
19,
our mission
do you
after
copy?
all.
Understood. Aborting mission.
Only fair.
RTB.
Those might actually be MiG
Migs, they're
17s.
turning back. Woo!
Nope. Got a
Nope.
call.
Well done, Snake.
Real
Migs
mood killer,
disappeared.
boss.
Most likely under
Right.
orders from Khrushchev.
Is this his way of helping us?
Who knows? Maybe he didn't want things to get messier than they already are. Or maybe he just wanted us to owe him one. The important thing is, you made it out alive. As long as Khrushchev is with us, I don't think they'll be coming after you.
And you
It should
killed
be
every
smooth sailing
soldier
all the
from
way to
fucking...
Alaska. I'm sending someone out to Galena Base to meet you.
Alaska, eh?
The DCI and the President himself are waiting at Langley. Don't keep them waiting.
DCI is Director Central Intelligence. Because Fox is technically a CIA operation.
Right.
Now, remember, canonically, in about 5 months, Khrushchev is overthrown
Right.
and replaced by Beria, who was the guy behind Grozny Grad in the beginning anyway.
Right.
Also, yes, the
Wait,
game
was
is making me save just before the ending cutscenes
Why?
because
In
they're
case it crashes?
long. They're so long, guys. You don't even. This is totally worth it though. This is for all of the stuff that Metal Gear Solid 3 makes you suffer through to get here. This is 100% worth it because it is. Hey, still wearing my camo. Nice.
Hey, wait a minute. How did Eva survive?
Right? You thought she was gonna die.
So what
I
are we
was
going to
sure
do
of it.
now? Go back to the KGB?
What do you want me to do?
Did you ever think about coming back to America?
To serve time in Leavenworth?
I've left America behind.
Right.
But you saved this country.
Let's go take over a small country together.
I
What do you
didn't do
think?
it alone.
We'll call it
I
Zanzibar.
still owe you a dinner.
Right?
Is that part of your mission too? Or is it an order? Or is it an invitation?
They're gonna bone now, right?
Or a proposal?
Oh, they're gonna bone now.
I don't take orders from anyone now.
Oh, they're gonna bone.
Thank you, Dave.
Sorry, just in case you weren't sure. I think this is actually in Alaska.
It looks that way. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
assuming so. Why do you Fucking
still
phone.
have your radio on?
Turn it off, Snake.
Fucking.
There
Thank
you go.
And it was awkward for everyone, especially you.
The viewers.
Ugh. The reason that the ending is so long is because we don't know everything.
Scholars tell us that the first spy in history was the snake in the book of Genesis. In that story, it was Eve who was tempted by the snake in the Garden of Eden. But this time around, it was I who tempted the snake and got away with the forbidden fruit of knowledge. Forgive me, snake.
Good morning, Snake. I hope you slept well. First of all,
I have to apologize. I wasn't sent by Khrushchev. I'm not a KGB spy, and I never worked for the NSA.
I'm an agent of the People's Republic of China for the General HQ 2nd Department of the People's Liberation Army. It was all a lie. I tricked you. And I'm sorry.
The philosophers still exist in China, too. You see, my mission was to find out where Volgan was hiding the philosopher's legacy and steal it. So I infiltrated his base as a KGB spy. The two NSA codebreakers who defected in 1960 were actually both men. The real Adam never showed up at the meeting place, saving me the trouble of having to eliminate him. I sneaked in by pretending I was Eva. And you and Sokolov and Volgan, you all believed me. The philosopher's legacy was originally held in common between the US, Soviet Union, and China. We couldn't let the Russians and the Americans take it all for themselves. The Chinese government had its eye on the legacy too. I got the film containing the legacy, and also the nuclear missile launch data from the Shagohod. 5 years ago, the Soviet Union stopped supplying us with nuclear weapons technology. Since then, China's Liaodong-Yizhing hydrogen bomb and space rocket projects have fallen behind. But with this data, our country will be able to develop its own nukes. We'll create a deterrent force to rival those of the US and Soviet Union. Everything has gone according to plan, thanks to your help. I too am one of the philosophers. I'm an agent of the philosophers, a graduate of one of their charm schools. I was raised in a joint US-Soviet-Chinese facility to become a sleeper agent. This was before the war. Back then, they were collecting children from all over the world. As a result, I'm indistinguishable from a native-born American. So it didn't surprise me when you and Volgan couldn't tell the difference. But she knew right from the beginning. She knew because before the war, she was at one of the philosopher's schools too, as an instructor. The boss was the only one I couldn't fool. She was the only one who knew I was a fake. She told me everything. Why did she open her heart to me like that? At the time, I couldn't understand it. But now, I think I do. Snake, she wanted you to know the truth. She chose me to tell you. That's why she saved my life. I've lied to you so many times, but not this time. My orders from the government were to obtain the legacy and to eliminate everyone who knew the truth about what happened. In other words, I'm supposed to kill you. But I can't do it. Not because we loved each other. And not because you saved my life. But because I made a promise to the boss. And I intend to keep it. I just wanted you to know. And you have to live.
So whatever connection she had to the Chinese, she just burned it.
Yep.
There's a lot more to that tape.
I assumed so. We left out a pretty big chunk there.
Yeah. No, there's a lot more because she's going to keep talking.
Snake, listen to me. She didn't betray the United States. No. Far from it. She was a hero who died for her country. She carried out her mission knowing full well what was going to happen. Self-sacrifice.
SIGINT, paramedic,
That was her
0.
Yep.
So if this is 63, I'm assuming this is Kennedy, but it could be whoever was after Kennedy.
That looks like Johnson.
Yeah, so it's probably Johnson.
That does not look like JFK.
You are above even the boss. I hereby award you the title of Big Boss.
That was the big reveal of the game.
Yeah. Okay,
You
so
are a true patriot.
for anyone who had played the other games, they
Hold
could
on.
have put up a neon sign and it would have been less obvious. Hey, it's Ocelot. Wait a minute, what's he doing there?
Cat's out of the bag.
Like, they could have put up a neon sign and it would have been less obvious.
But it was never really supposed to be a big secret at the same time. Because obviously it's 1963. Obviously he looks like Snake.
Right. And then they do the eye patch thing and
Yeah.
it's pretty clear.
There is one more Snake Eyes moment. Also, all of these people are applauding him for killing the greatest hero the US ever had.
Yep.
He has no fucking stomach for it.
You know, we could use an infiltration unit like Fox in the army. Someone like him to handle our top secret sneaking missions for us. A man who combines the qualities of a soldier and an agent.
The boss's defection was a ruse set up by the US government. It was all a big drama staged by Washington so they could get their hands on the philosopher's legacy. And the boss was the star of the show. They planned it so that they could get the legacy that Colonel Volgin inherited and destroy the Shagohod at the same time. Only a legendary hero like the boss could have earned Volgin's trust. Finding out where the philosopher's legacy was hidden was to be her greatest mission. Everything was going according to plan. But then something happened that no one could have predicted. Colonel Volgin fired an American-made nuclear warhead at Sokolov's research facility. Khrushchev demanded that the US government provide proof that it wasn't involved. They couldn't just abort the operation to steal the legacy. So the operation itself was greatly expanded and revised. The authorities in Washington knew that in order to prove its innocence, they'd have to get rid of the boss, and that one of their own would have to do the job. The public couldn't be allowed to find out about it, not ever. This, they concluded, would be the best way to keep the whole thing under wraps. The boss wouldn't be allowed to come back home alive, and she wouldn't be allowed to kill herself. Her life would be ended by her most beloved disciple. That was the way the government wanted it. That was the mission she was given, and she had no choice but to carry it out. Her death at your hands was a duty she had to fulfill. Out of duty, she turned her back on her own comrades. A lesser woman would have been crushed by such a burden. The taint of disgrace will follow her to her grave. Future generations will revile her. In America as a despicable traitor with no sense of honor. And in Russia as a monster who unleashed a nuclear catastrophe. She will go down in official history as a war criminal. And no one will ever understand her. That was her final mission. And like a true soldier, she saw it through to the end. But I think she wanted you, of all people, to know the truth. She wanted to live on in your memory. Not as a soldier, but as a woman. But she was forbidden to tell you herself. And that's why she told me. Snake, history will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth. Her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
Brezhnev becomes the first secretary of the Communist Party with Kosygin as premier. China conducts its first successful nuclear test in the Taklamakan Desert. Sigint joins ARPA, takes part in the development of ARPANET, which would go online in 1969. U.S. government conducts a study on emergency medical treatment. Department of Transportation lays the groundwork for the creation of the EMT system. EVA disappears without a trace in Hanoi. Paramedic establishes the nation's first paramedic system in Seattle, Washington. Major Zero disbands Foxhound. The United States accumulates the remainder of the legacy. Carrying on the tradition of Major Zero and his Fox unit, Big Boss establishes Foxhound. The Les Enfants Terribles Project, 1972. The Sons of Big Boss. Yeah. That's the end, Kylen.
Interesting.
If you ever wondered why Big Boss was disillusioned with the US, now you know.
I mean, that was a pretty decent explanation of what was essentially a thrown together plot for a
prequel.
So, well, I was thinking of the first game, which was, you know, a Nintendo...
Yeah.
Like, a 2D Nintendo shooter.
Now, that's not the only story. Basically, here's the thing about the Metal Gear Solid series. It follows two characters from here forward. Also, Jim, please stop the music, because holy shit, this is going to be copyrighted. Probably. The Metal Gear Solid series follows Snake and Big Boss, who continues to go by Snake.
Wait a minute.
What?
Solid Snake killed Big Boss in the first game?
Sure does. The next game in the series canonically is Peace Walker, which takes place in 1973, I think? I'd have to double check. I think it's 73 or 74. No, sorry, it's 1972. Peace Walker takes place in 1972, so obviously that's going to follow Big Boss.
Right.
The next game after that is Metal Gear Solid 4, which takes place in 2020. The next game after that is Metal Gear Solid 5, which takes place in 1980. And that's the last game.
That's confusing as fuck. Gotcha. Okay.
Because here's the thing about Metal Gear Solid, or the Metal Gear series. When you get to the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, all of the questions have been answered except for one thing that you would just think was a game convention back in the 80s. And I can't say what it is.
Like when the first game came out.
Yes. And I can't say what it is. Because it's a huge spoiler. But Metal Gear Solid 5 exists solely to answer that question.
Huh.
And it's like the longest, most open-ended Metal Gear game in the entire series.
I was gonna say, isn't it basically an open world game?
Yes. It's
like I know almost nothing about it, but
yeah,
I know that much.
It's a little more complicated than that, but Metal Gear Solid 5 is interesting because they created a story for it. But in the end, the whole point of Metal Gear Solid 5 is to answer one final question. And I can't tell you what that question is until we get to the end of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Obviously.
Yeah. But yeah. So, Metal Gear Solid 3 is the last time that Big Boss works for the US government. Period, full stop, end of sentence.
I mean, it makes sense.
Rolfing.
Like, that... I just have to be impressed by the fact that, like, you know, in... what was it, 1989 or 91 or whatever, like, a dude creates a Nintendo game.
Yeah, right?
Like, 12, 13 years later, he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back and justify every part of that stupid little game. And I'm gonna make it into a Bond movie.
Well, so here's the thing. In the original game, and this is one of the things that I love most about games from that era, and the fact that they're being reimagined now, is that Metal Gear, the original, and even Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, were limited by the conventions of the time to only tell a very, very specific story.
Right.
Which left it open to expand it and look at it so much more.
Oh, sure,
really
yeah,
cool.
because the technology was so limiting that, yeah.
But yeah, I remember when I first finished this game at the end, and she was like, and Eva was like, the boss died specifically so that she could serve her country as a traitor. And I was like, what? It's like, and no one's ever gonna know except you.
It's clear that Kojima has a thing about government.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Kojima has a thing about war.
Yeah, that too.
He's very anti-war, and the whole point of all of the Metal Gear games...
Otacon is a licensed name from the con?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
They have to license it for every game that he shows up in.
For the viewers, I have been to Otacon a couple of times, and it's a fun show, or it was back in the day. So...
Oh, I thought we were done.
Oh, Blue Point.
Yeah, Blue Point did all of these HD games. They're really good at it.
Hey, well, they better be, because now they have big shoes to fill.
Why? What did I miss?
They're doing Demon Souls.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did the HD remasters of Uncharted 1 through 3 as well.
Yep.
Which were really good. But yeah, the next game that we're going to play in this series is, in fact, Peace Walker. Because
you decided to go for it.
The story of Peace Walker is actually super important to the story of Metal Gear Solid 5. So,
okay.
And it's the next one canonically, so we're going to play that, and then we're going to go on to Metal Gear Solid 4. But I also want to be done with this, so we might revisit this series before the end of the year. We shall see. It's also June, so fuck if I know.
Yeah, there's about 5,000 years to go before the end of the year, so there's plenty of time.
But you remember what's at the end of every Metal Gear Solid game, Kylen?
We gotta wait for the stinger.
It's a good one, too.
And people think Marvel invented the stinger.
Yes, Grozny Grad and the Granin Research Facility have both been wiped out without a trace. I understand, sir, but they were necessary sacrifices. Yes, the CIA has taken care of the boss themselves. I believe the White House will be satisfied. Khrushchev is finished. Your time has finally arrived. Yes, the American president is relying on us to keep a lid on the whole affair. We've got him by the balls. It should make a valuable trump card in future negotiations. Yes, Chief Director, of course. I'll keep the KGB informed. Yes, it's me. The boss has accomplished her mission. The philosopher's legacy is now safely with us, in America's hands. With this money, yes, the philosophers can finally be revived. The film we handed the Chinese was a fake. Peking must be in an uproar right about now. I'm afraid so. Only half the money has made it back to the United States. The KGB must still have part of the legacy. Yes, the weapon has been reduced to ashes. That's right. Grozny Grad has been obliterated by the Davy Crockett we brought in as well. Yes, that was the boss's work too. Speaking of which, I've obtained something from Granin that you might find interesting. It's a revolutionary new nuclear attack system. Perhaps it might just come in handy someday. Yes, we have Snake to thank for that. Khrushchev believed it as well. Yes, they bought our story. I don't think they'll be making a fuss. The secondary alert has been lifted as well. And the Soviets still haven't discovered my true identity. They have no idea that I've been triple-crossing them. I will continue my activities as a contact for the new government. Yes, it appears that no one knew that I was Adam. Of course, I am always at the CIA's disposal, Mr. Director.
Yep.
That was a well-delivered line of dialogue.
Okay, so let's take a look here.
The slip up when he said John instead of Snake. That was a good for people who didn't catch the voice. That was a good tell. I like that.
Save 12 times. Continue 16 times. Alert phase 49 times. Humans killed. A lot. Seriously injured. Several. Total damage. A lot. Life medicine used. Plants and animals captured. Ooh. Meals eaten. A special item not used. Your title is Panther.
Oh, better than Kitten.
I mean, I suppose.
I don't know what the list is like.
I'm using the wrong controller. Derp.
I assume the best would be Snake, right?
The best is Boss, I believe.
Oh, that makes sense. You got a Patriot.
And then there's special ones. There's Gakko for hitting all the little Waka Waka turtle or frogs.
Yeah.
There's Markor, aka the goat, for eating at least one of everything that's edible in the game. There's one for never being detected. There's one for not being detected and not killing anybody. I don't remember what they all are, but I believe Boss is the highest rank. Let me double check that. But you have to finish on friggin' extreme, so.
Yeah. Is the Patriot a real weapon or is it fictional?
That is basically an M16 with a cut down barrel and no rifling.
Huh.
So
interesting.
If you,
it's a sawed-off M16,
basically. Well, it's basically a car 15. No, yeah, car 15, which was
like the little jet engine things are pretty cool.
The drum magazine.
Is that what that is? Oh,
yeah,
that's
an
sweet,
actual drum magazine design. Except that in this game, it's purely fictional because, and I shit you not, there is a radio conversation about this. It gives you infinite ammo because it's shaped like an infinity sign.
I just...
Yep.
Like...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fine.
Okay.
We're just going to leave that alone.
Okay, so the highest rank is actually Fox.
Ah, that makes sense.
And that's for use no special play on extreme. Use no special items, get no alerts, get no kills, use no life medicine, use no continues, save less than 50 times, and get under 5 hours of playtime. We took 12.
Wow.
There's also Fox Hound, which is all of that except...
Hang on.
What?
It's a flawless speed run?
Yep.
Jesus.
And then there's Fox Hound, which is... all of that, plus you have to save less than 25 times and take less than 10 life bars of damage.
Wow.
And then there's Hippopotamus, save over 100 times. Giant Panda, get playtime over 30 hours. You can also get Fox on other difficulties. If you play on hard, you can still get Fox. But Fox Hound is the hardest one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just madness.
Mm-hmm.
That way lies insanity, my friends.
Indeed. Also got a camera.
Ooh, camera.
Green face paint. Brown face paint. National flags face paints. Tuxedo.
Ooh, fancy.
DPM and OSCAM. Both of those are anachronistic, which is why they were not in the game.
Makes sense.
You got MGS3 download pattern camo. So the original Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater allowed you to go online and download camo designs to either a memory card or a hard drive using the PlayStation 2 modem.
It had DLC on the PlayStation 2.
It was totally free. But they didn't
awesome.
They didn't really do anything. They weren't better or worse than anything, so Desert Tiger. Flecktarn, which is German.
It sounds German. Fashionista.
I think Fashionista is for getting all of the camo in the game.
Nice. Well done.
Cool. But yeah, that was Metal Gear Solid 3, and that is the start of the middle of the end.
The beginning of the middle of the end. I love it.
I'm not freaking kidding. That is the start of the middle, or that is the start of the middle of the story. This was the beginning. If you play, and you can now see why we did not play all of these games in chronological order. We're playing them by release date.
Yeah.
If we played this game first, it would spoil a lot of shit in other games.
Well, it's the same reason that when you're introducing a child to Star Wars, you should show them in the machete order.
The machete order?
Yeah, you watch 4 and 5,
2 and 3,
1, 2, 3, 6,
or 4, 5, 2, 3, 6. Because apparently
right. If you want to skip Phantom Menace, if you want.
Yeah. But anyway, we've been playing for a long time now, so
we have.
Next time on Character Select, we'll be playing something else. I don't know.
Something else.
Hopefully DCL will join us because I have basically no experience with Peace Walkers. That's going to be fun.
Cool.
No. So thank you very much for watching. Make sure to click that like button down below if you liked it. And Kylen.
That was a good one. I liked it.
We have 3 games left in this series.
And they're very long games, so.
Indeed.